Good evening, Nick Inman from VolumeProfileTrader.com on Wednesday, July 11th. And the market came down, hit our price target today, one tick below did it pierce. And we saw a slight reversal off of those levels. I'll bring up the 1 hour chart so you can see. Okay, let's look at this. Came down. Here's the top of this high volume area. Where did we come? Within one tick of that, and we've seen a slight bounce off of those levels since. So we're pretty close to getting this gap closed. I'm really looking at this 1319 level, which would close the gap. It's the top of this huge high volume area, and then you get down to last month's point of control, and then potentially this 1306 level down to 1302 or so, which is the value area for last month in the bottom of that big high volume area. So those are levels worth watching, but you have to be watching from the long side now. Are the buyers going to be aggressive enough to hold these levels? My guess is they aren't. However, you need to be prepared, and you need to understand both sides. I know I took profits on a lot of my SPY short today, and the reason why was because we came down to my price level. Therefore, I don't want to be holding a position for too long and be stuck, where I was taking nice gains. You're giving up gains and not being disciplined enough, taking profits when you should. Something like Apple, for example. Now we got a nice bounce on the close on Apple, but it broke support level, and you should be aware of that and take note of that, because you don't want to be overexposed one way or the other. And I think Apple gave you the chance to take profits above its profit target range, which was above 1614 or so, maybe a little lower than that, but that was the profit zone on Apple, 1612 about, and we went above that and so far have been rejected, came back down below, and that's just something that you need to be aware of. NASDAQ coming back down to the bottom end of the range, but similarly, it is getting close to its point of control for last month. Be aware of that, and realize that the probability for some type of bounce is probably pretty high. Now, whether this thing keeps going to the upside, that's hard to tell, but I would suspect that you would get some type of bounce. Just to show it, the Dow actually looks like, no, it was close though. Looks like within like 30 or 40 points of last month's point of control. Euro, just to look at it, new lows today. What a surprise. Oil is holding this high volume area that formed last month. Every tick within that price range has been a buying opportunity. Now it's trying to hold this month's point of control. Be aware of that and look at something like ConocoPhillips, which is giving you a bounce. ExxonMobil giving you a bounce. I mean, these are nice bounces off of a valid support level, which was last month's high volume area. You define your risk and you take the trade. Preferably on the first bar that you see worthy of taking. But just pointing that out. All right, the dollar, new highs today, so that's something to be aware of. And just to show it, gold just at the bottom end of this range, not much to say about that. Silver, same thing, not too much to say about that. So really, that's all I have to say. Just a quick little update. I guess one thing I want to say is I did buy some Hewlett Packard today. Reason why? We got a little double bottom here. Okay, we got a little double bottom here. Briefly made new lows, and then you had good buying come in. I think this is good for some type of retracement back up towards 21. A target of 21.50 or so would be nice, but I'm not going to get over enthused. My entry price was around 2.5%. I think it was around 1960 or so. So it's really not much lower than these current prices. But anyways, I hope this helps. Hope it gives you an idea of what I'm looking for. Potential reversal in the market. So what I did was I went for things that were performing strong. I lightened up on my short, still short SPY, but not nearly as much, because if we do get a bounce, I do not, I wanted to be taking profits at the lower end of the range versus, chasing the market, trying to get a better fill, if the market does pop. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for potential more downside, but the possibility of a bounce and a potential decent bounce is there, and take advantage of it if it comes. So have a good night.